While many businesses have been shut down, others have stayed open, but have had to change the way they operate in a big way. Joining us today is Ryan McManus, co-founder and CEO of Share. Ryan, thanks for being here.
Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about your company. Share is a microtransit service that operates both a senior shuttle and a workforce shuttle here in Dublin, but you have really shifted gears in light of COVID-19, like a lot of companies. So talk about the services that you've been providing since this all started.
Yeah, so Share Mobility, based in Columbus, Ohio. We're a little over 3 years old, and our company is all about moving people to the places they go most. And by mid-March, most of those places started to close down, and so we saw a very steep reduction in our driving of people. And what we've picked up is moving of things. And so while people are staying in place and there's travel restrictions, there's a huge need for delivering essential things to people. And so in Dublin, we've been able to support the seniors we serve by adjusting from taking them to the grocery store, and now we take the grocery store to them.
Tell me a little bit more about the deliveries.
Well, Share's model of delivery is very different than a DoorDash. It's not about, I need a meal right now. It's about scheduling in advance what you're going to need. And so we'll go to a senior community, and that community will schedule 50 grocery orders. That order gets sent to the grocery store. They prepare everything. You might have seen some pictures of a Share van filled with boxes. And then we're bringing all of those meals to kind of a quarantine zone at the senior area. We're dropping it off outside, and then somebody from that community is taking it inside and bringing it to the door for everybody.
So you are still transporting people at this time, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Even though ridership went down significantly, we never stopped moving people because a lot of our riders are essential workers. What we've done now with the city of Dublin is we've extended our service. Before all of this, we picked up individuals at the bus stop. It's called last mile service. And so we would help individuals who lived outside of Dublin take the COTA bus in and then drive them the last mile to work. Well, since all of this, there's been a reduction in COTA services. Now, we pick those same individuals up at their home all over the city, drive them directly to work. And so we've been able to maintain support for those employees that really need transportation. And we're seeing an uptick in ridership now.
So what safety measures do you have in place to keep your customers and your staff safe?
That's a great question. I think it's on the top of mind of all of our customers and riders and our drivers of how can we keep them safe and how can we keep running during COVID-19. We never stopped running because, one, we implemented extreme cleaning measures inside of our vehicles. What's unique about Share is that we know every rider that gets into the vehicle. And unlike an Uber ride where you can bring a friend with you that's not identified, every single one of Share's riders are identified. So we have the contact tracing capabilities if there was ever an outbreak and we needed to report on who interacted with who. Before every ride, we clean the vehicle. We use CDC cleaning procedures. Before every shift, our drivers have their temperature taken, and drivers are provided personal protective equipment, face masks and gloves, and we also offer protective equipment for riders. Many of our riders are choosing to wear that already. We've also halved the number of riders per trip. And so we basically space it out. We put X's on the seats to indicate where everybody should sit. Nobody's sitting next to each other. And so a 14-passenger vehicle now is taking up to 7 individuals to work. And those individuals are all working together.
Your commitment to the community is evident. How were you able to adapt so quickly and so well during these unprecedented times?
Well, it definitely wasn't just Share. I mean, first, the city of Dublin, their leadership helped us be able to use our resources differently. So it wasn't like we could just decide to start doing delivery. We had to get the support of the city. It was also our partners. And so when we launched Share in the city of Dublin, we leveraged community partners like senior communities, organizations like UFIT to reach individuals that needed transportation. And that's the same thing we've done now to understand what the new need is. So we work with the senior community who says, I have 50 people that can't get to the grocery store, and we work together to solve that problem.
And you mentioned the partnership with Dublin. We've had this good partnership for a couple of years now, and I understand that we've recently been awarded a grant to keep providing services. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we actually have two. And one grant is through Department of Transportation in Ohio Department of Transportation, and that's for workforce transportation. And that funds our shuttle service from the bus stop, the last mile to employers. And we've been able to extend that through the end of the year. We also have a 5310 grant, which is a federal transportation grant that allows organizations to serve seniors and the disabled. That grant is managed by MORPC. And what MORPC has allowed us to do is repurpose those funds. And instead of moving people, we're now using it for delivery.
Wow, that's great. I know that this is the hardest question for anyone to answer these days, but what do you think the future holds for Share, both in the short term over the next several weeks as we start this responsible restart, and then more in the future?
Well, I think in the short term, our job is to help companies get back to work. And so we want to be helping employers plan the commute, plan the essential workers that are going to be showing up first. Governor DeWine included providing a stipend for private transportation as a recommended best practice for employers that are returning to work. And so we're actively supporting employers in creating those plans. I hope everybody rethinks their commute after this, rethinks their travel needs after this. And so I think we're going to come out of this with a new consciousness about our individual impacts that I think it's just accelerating the trend of the circular economy where everything works together and everybody can have enough. And so my hope is that people are going to be able to learn how to share more after this.
Ryan McManus with Share, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Lindsay.
And you can learn more at ridewithshare.com. Thanks for watching.